Good evening, everybody. I'd like to bring the February 28th Planning Commission meeting to order and ask Ash if he'd lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. And with that, Madam Secretary, can we have a roll call, please? Or, I'm sorry, Mr. Secretary.
Please let the record show that all planning commissioners are present.
Great, thank you. Moves us on to approval of the minutes from the January 24th meeting. Do we have any comments or a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
Please vote. All right, that item passes, which moves us to public comments. Anyone wishing to address the Planning Commission during the public comments section or on an agenda item is asked to complete a request to speak form, which is available at the door. That form is to be submitted to the Planning Commission Secretary prior to speaking. Any person wishing to address the Planning Commission on a subject other than those scheduled on the agenda is requested to do so at this time. In order to conduct a timely meeting, there will be a 3-minute time limit per person with an overall time limit of 15 minutes for the public comment portion of the agenda. State law prohibits the Planning Commission from taking any action on a specific item unless it appears on the posted agenda. And with that, we've got one speaker, Mr. Former Planning Commissioner McCann. Good evening.
Thank you, Planning Commissioners. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. It's a pleasure to see a familiar face that I knew previously. Just a couple of items I wanted to address. One is, if you're considering any Planning Commission level training, I was going to make a suggestion that you consider doing it in conjunction with another city, maybe like San Clemente. You guys could have like some cross Planning Commission training events. That would be good. Oh, by the way, I'm on San Clemente Planning Commission. And additionally, I have a complaint, which is the Dana Point Times. I can't get it in San Clemente. So what can we do about that? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's good to see you. And I think if you head over to the hardware store, they have a stack of those things out there. You can just take a few for yourself and your neighbors. But it's good to see you. All right. That is it for public speakers, which moves us to the consent calendar item. Does anybody have any questions or a motion?
I move that we accept the director's interpretation of the town center dining, outdoor dining.
All right, great. Second?
Second.
All right, perfect. All right. Vote. All right, that item passes. Thank you. Which moves us on to the next item of business, which is a public hearing for Coastal Development Permit CDP 21-009 to construct a 406 square foot addition, a 215 square foot balcony, and a roof deck to an existing single family dwelling located in the Dana Point Specific Plan, Coastal Medium Density Residential Zoning District at 244-112 Santa Clara Ave. Do we have a staff report?
Yes, I'm Belinda Dinas, will provide a staff report this evening.
Thank you, Brenda. Good evening, Chair Nelson, Planning Commissioners, and members of the public. My name is Belinda Dinas, staff planner for the proposed project at 24412 Santa Clara Avenue. This project is before you for review and approval of a coastal development permit because the proposed project involves additions and alterations on property located in the Coastal Overlay District and Appeals Jurisdiction. Subject site is located on a coastal bluff on Santa Clara Avenue between Ruby and Amber Lantern. The property is developed with an existing 3,191 square foot, 2-story single-family residence with an attached 2-car garage. The lot is approximately 7,126 square feet in area. The property is located within the Dana Point Specific Plan, Zone CRMD, and in the Coastal Development District. Here's the property from street view. In 1993, a coastal development permit was approved for additions and alterations to the original structure. The proposed project involves upper-level additions toward the front of the structure, above the existing garage, a new balcony facing the street, and a roof deck towards the rear. New landscaping and hardscape is proposed toward the front and side yard of the property. The proposed project meets all development standards for the Dana Point Specific Plan and Orange County Zoning Code as summarized in this chart. Here's the proposed site plan. The proposed addition, shown in gray, will accommodate a total of 5 bedrooms, in which the existing 2-car garage meets the required parking. The roof deck and staircase accessing the roof deck is highlighted in green, and the proposed balcony facing the street is highlighted in pink. Here's the floor plan of the lower level, which involves a minor infill addition between the house and the garage. Here's the upper level, which shows the 2 new bedrooms, bathrooms, elevator, hallway, and the balcony. The roof plan shows the proposed roof deck, which is screened on the side with solid parapet walls and glass railing towards the rear to match the railings on existing and proposed balconies. As you can see, the addition seeks to match the existing structure's contemporary style. Here are the side elevations, which shows the balconies and glazing. The proposed color and material sample board features natural toned stucco, glass railings, wood stairs, and exterior stone clad. The Planning Commission must make the following findings in order to approve the project. Staff provides justification and analysis in support of the findings as described in the staff report and draft resolution. The proposed improvements conform to the certified LCP, meets the Dana Point Specific Plan and Orange County Zoning Code development standards. Public coastal access exists approximately 450 feet from the subject site. And furthermore, the project constitutes infill addition of an already developed property with no significant impacts to coastal access or recreation with the proposed work. As such, staff recommends approval of this coastal development permit subject to the findings and conditions described in the draft resolution. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any questions for staff? Mr. Gabbard?
Just wondered, just so we have it on the record, I know we had talked about this before, but this project does comply with Nolan Dolan standards, correct?
It does, correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Commissioner Opel, you have no questions? No. No. Any more questions? Okay. I have a couple real quick ones for you. So I was looking at sheet A 3.1. And I know you said that they've solid parapet walls, but I'm looking at the roof height on the plan and then the parapet height, and it seems, or maybe that part of this is they're going to raise that parapet up so that it actually is above more than 1.5 feet.
Correct. On A 3.1, the proposed roof plan identifies a solid parapet wall to satisfy the 42-inch guardrail that is required. It's identified as a railing, but the elevations show it as a solid wall.
Okay, great, because that was my second question. Is it doesn't look like the railing, so perfect, great. That was the only question that I have. Thank you. I see no other questions. Do we have any speakers on this? I don't believe we do, right? So open and close the public hearing, bring it back to the commission for discussion and a vote. Commissioner Opel?
So I'm very supportive of this project. It's a minor infill, and from what we've seen tonight, the architecture actually seamlessly integrates it to what's existing there, so it's going to look really good.
Thank you. Anybody? Ash, you have any comments or?
No comments. I can make the findings.
Okay. Commissioner Donner? No.
Yeah, I concur with Commissioner Opel. I think that the architecture seamlessly blends with what's existing and it complies with all of the findings. So I'm support.
With that, can I get a motion from somebody?
I motion that we approve the coastal development permit CDP 21-0009 to construct a 406 square foot addition, 215 square foot balcony, and a road deck to an existing single-family dwelling located in the Dana Point specific plan, coastal medium density residential C-RND zoning district at 24412 Santa Clara Avenue.
I second that motion.
All right, we have a first and a second. Let's go ahead and vote. All right, that item's approved. Congratulations. Moving on to the next item of business, old business, short-term rental subcommittee update. Is there any update tonight?
Yes, the subcommittee has finalized their review of the initial draft of the program, and it has been forwarded on to the Coastal Commission staff for their input. And what we're hoping to do is get some feedback from Coastal Commission before we actually present it to the public as well as the Planning Commission. But we anticipate that we will be getting that feedback in time for the Planning Commission to potentially hear it at your next meeting. So it will be a draft form at that point. The intent is for the Planning Commission to review it as a workshop type of discussion, and then come back to a public hearing in April.
Great, thank you. All right, next on our agenda is new business, and the new business is the 2021 Annual Housing Element Progress Report. Do we have a staff report?
Yes, Belinda Dinas will also provide a staff report on this issue.
Good evening, again.
Thank you. Thank you. Belinda Dinas, Principal Planner, and I am pleased to present to you the 2021 Housing Element Annual Progress Report, commonly referred to as the APR, in compliance with state regulations for the City of Dana Point's housing unit production reporting. I do apologize that the attachments are difficult to read in print format, but the state requires this report in the Excel format that can't be adjusted, unfortunately. On February 1st, 2022, the City of Dana Point City Council adopted the 2021-2029 Housing Element, which is one of the 7 required elements of the city's general plan. The adopted housing element is currently under review by the California Department of Housing and Community Development, also referred to as HCD. Each jurisdiction is required to update their housing element every 5 to 8 year cycle. The city is currently in year 1 of the 6th cycle. The city's adopted housing element provides policies and programs geared toward achieving the city's 5th cycle goals of the Regional Housing Needs Assessment, known as RHNA. The city's 5th cycle RHNA allocation was determined by the Southern California Association of Governments and is shown in the green chart. Housing units are categorized based on income categories, and in the first column is the city's RHNA allocation. Next is the units constructed in 2021, units constructed to date since 2014, and the shortfall and overage of each of those income categories. The city has made progress on moderate incomes with for sale units at South Cove and also promoting the construction of accessory dwelling units in this cycle. The purpose of this APR is to report on the housing unit production within the calendar year. In 2021, there were a total of 53 housing units that were issued permits, of which 20 are attached homes, 14 are detached homes, and 1 triplex. 16 accessory dwelling units were issued permits, 12 units received planning approval, and 94 units were applied for in 2021 and currently are under planning review. Dana Point has been assigned its 6th cycle RHNA, which is effective June 30th, 2021 to October 15th, 2029. And so there were 13 dwelling units that were issued from July 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2021. HCD has determined that the SCAG region will need to accommodate a total of 1.3 million units in the next 8-year period. Based on the approved methodology to distribute the 1.3 million units, the city's allocation is a total of 530 units broken down into the 4 different categories. Also, as part of the APR is Table D, which outlines the status and progress of housing program and policy implementation. While the city had been focused on drafting the housing element during the last half of 2021, at the start of the sixth cycle, staff continues to make progress on program implementation as described in the attachment. In conclusion, following this public hearing, the City Council will also receive the APR tomorrow on March 1st. The APR is then required to be sent to HCD and the State Office of Planning and Research by April 1st. It's recommended that the Planning Commission receive and file this APR for 2021. With that, I would be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any questions for staff? Commissioner Donor. Vice Chair Donor, sorry.
Thank you. Linda, I really don't have a question for you. I just have a comment. After reading the initial submission and then the 10-page response from the California Department of Housing and Community Development, I was extremely impressed with your response. So congratulations on the progress we're making. Thank you.
Thank you.
LA's housing element just got rejected. I don't know if anybody saw the news on that, but they have a significant requirement put on them, and they achieved that and exceeded that in their housing element, and it was rejected by the state. So, I'm going to just bite my tongue for the rest of this, and I appreciate the effort that you're doing to keep us in a good lockstep with HCD and not get us violated. So, thank you for that, and good job. With that, I don't think there's any action here, is there? Okay, perfect. All right, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which I believe would be adjournment. If I can find what was that? I'm sorry, Commissioner comments, right. We'll just go out starting over with Commissioner Gabbard.
Yeah, I don't really have anything tonight other than the Whale Festival's coming, so hopefully see everybody on Friday and Saturday. So it should be a fun time.
No comments. Thank you.
I'd just like to point out to one of our visitors that in the Dana Point Times, you can see the time where they're going to do the cardboard boat building down at the harbor on the Whale Festival. So, and you can also see that probably in the San Clemente Times, which is very similar.
I heard they have the same reporters, but yeah. All right. With that, I will close the meeting. Oh, did you have any comments? I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't think so. All right. Thank you.